Hi everyone, I'm Scott and Amy
Hi.
Sharkey from Sharkey's Greenhouses in Crivitz, Wisconsin, and today we're going to be planting up a cute little metal container. So it's
Yep.
a purse container.
It's actually a pretty good size.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not tiny.
You can work a little bit more with it with something that has some size to it, which means it has some soil volume,
Right.
so it doesn't blow through that moisture so quickly when those plants start getting rooted in and going throughout the summer. So it's nice to have more volume than less.
Right. And also it has, if you can see at the bottom, it has holes in the bottom. And if it didn't have holes,
We would certainly drill holes in there because you do not want a situation where it might not even be if you're overwatering, but what if it rained real heavily? You don't want this sitting in soup because most plants just do not like having their roots being that wet for a long period of time. So you definitely want to drill holes in the bottom. I would not you don't need stone in there as um, that's more for like house plants. For something like this, I don't. I would say you absolutely do not need stones in the
because it
bottom.
has the drainage.
Yeah, it has the holes that water can get out, so it's just fine the way it is. Fill it up with your soil. So
Yep.
what are you gonna start with?
So I just filled it up with soil, and I'm going to do a full shade. I'm going to do a full sun planter, and I'm starting out with this beautiful dahlia, and you can see the pretty colors, the yellows and oranges. And I'm going to put that right in the middle for my own personal preference. It could go off to the side, however you'd like. And I'm going to put that right in there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start building around that. So we're going to take some coleus, some sun coleus. I'm going to put that off to one side.
A tip: keep the tags because a lot of times people will like what they did, but they forget, and then they come in by us in the greenhouses and they're like, "I had a plant. Um, it was yellow."
And you say, that's great.
It doesn't help us at all if we're trying to help you. So keep the tags, and you can just put them. You can put them right where you can't even see them. Put them in that container, and then you'll have them for next year.
So I have the geranium, the dahlia, the coleus, and they're all going to kind of grow up and come this way. Originally, I was going to put some of this Goldilocks off the front of it to trail down. However, there's so much in here right now that I don't have room for this. So either I can take something out or I can leave it as this and maybe add in for just another little pop of color is a bedding plant. And I'm doing this backwards, but let's go in here and put just a little bit off the front, which makes it pretty.
So a couple little marigolds.
So you really have to, you might have a great idea of what you want to put in the planter, but when it comes to the size of the planter, you need to be more aware of how much is in there. Don't overpack it to the point of that it's going to choke itself out.
Yeah, yeah. Especially you're using bigger plants. The dahlia, the geranium, the coleus all get bigger. So putting in the smaller bedding plants is a great, not to try to overdo it, but to fill in those small little areas. And I like that, with the marigolds, it does help give that little bit of protection against
The critters.
the critters. The deer don't like it, and also it does give a natural bug protection. The bugs don't like the marigolds.
So it is simple as that. I have good soil in the planter. I'm planting them in there. I'm not fussing a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not breaking up the roots. And I know a lot of people will ask that question of, should I break the roots up?
You just don't necessarily need to break up the roots because we're using good quality soil, and the plants will root into the good soil within a week. It'll start searching and going into that soil. So that's just an extra step that you really don't need to do, is to break up the roots.
And also what I did, and you can't see it from yours, but I can put my finger in here and feel it. I've left a little bit of a lip, so it's not mounded up and kind of tearing out of the pot. It's set down into it with a little bit of a lip for the watering.
Yeah, it gives that little basin that when you water it, it stays in there and goes where you want it to go.
Yep. So this is going to get much fuller. The coleus is going to grow, the geranium. You do have some cleanup on this with the geranium and the dahlia. And of course the marigolds, those are really easy
And
cleanup.
let's just talk about, because the geranium and the dahlias are probably just a little bit different as far as deadheading them. The geranium, when you deadhead the geranium, take that neck and go all the way down to where it connects and crack it off there. The dahlias, you're probably, because they're very tough, almost like woody.
Fibrous.
Yeah, they're tough, and I probably can't pinch through that. You'll probably have to take a scissors or little shears and go through it and clip that. And you can see there's lots of buds on here that dahlia is going to just burst with color.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at those colors.
And you won't have to do anything with the coleus,
Nope.
but then also the marigolds, you will have to deadhead those. And those you can just nip right off right behind the head.
And just a reminder, I did all sun, and they all are sun plants that pretty much require the same type of care. So
you have to put the like. You can't have like a geranium that loves the full sun and then
likes to be a little bit drier.
Yeah, put a tuberous begonia with it that loves the shade. It just doesn't work.
Right.
And it's mismatched, and it's not going to work out throughout the summer.
So this is going to look gorgeous. Give it some time.
Yep.
Like a month or so.
You can go ahead and start right away with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. Once it's planted, go ahead and start fertilizing it, and make sure that throughout that summer you're at least fertilizing once a week.
Okay, so that's going to be a big question. How much do I water this?
So what we don't want to do is overwatering, and overwatering where that's coming out the bottom, so that's too much water, and that's always way too much. So we want to be able to give this enough water that we know that water is getting through the soil and saturating it, not oversaturating that it's soupy, but that it's adequate moisture going all the way through. And remember, as this grows and we get into the hotter parts of the summer, it's going to go through more water, so you'll have to watch it. So really watch it. You'll want to water in the morning and fertilize at least once a week. So and when you're fertilizing it, it's just like a normal watering. You're just fertilizing it or a watering, and you're fertilizing with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, and that's just the feed is in that water.
And we have a lot more information specifically on watering, specifically on fertilizing, on our website.
On our website, so you can go to the beatyourneighbor.com website. We have tips and tricks there. And also on our YouTube channel, we have hundreds of how-to videos, including watering, including good soil, and many of the topics that we're talking about. So be sure to check out our YouTube channel, our Sharky's Greenhouses YouTube channel, and you can check out hundreds and hundreds of videos.
Yep, make sure to hit follow so you don't miss anything, and we'll see you on the next planting.
Bye-bye.
Bye.